Okay, so today I wanted to film a video, right? And I went out to Walmart to get some groceries and whatnot, and I decided might as well film it now because I won't really get time alone later when I get home. So we're gonna work with what we got. If I don't like it, I ain't posting it, but whatever. So I wanted to do a video about how I told my parents that I was pregnant both times. So I basically did the same thing for both times because, yeah. So to start out, when I was pregnant with Ellie, I was 17 years old. At that point, I had already graduated. I graduated early. I had a good job. I was working at a preschool. I moved out into a whole nother city with Mike and his family. So I wasn't living with my parents when I had gotten pregnant with Ellie. And the day before Mike's graduation, so on June 6th, I think it was, June 6th or 7th, I found out that I was pregnant. So what I decided to do was, instead of just flat out telling them, because I could not have done that, I really couldn't have, like I was freaking out just even having to tell them that I was pregnant. Not that they would be like super pissed, you know, I didn't think they'd be happy that their 17-year-old daughter was pregnant, but I didn't think they'd hate me. I just had no idea how to tell them, so I decided that I'm gonna give them a gift so that it's like, it's not just plain I'm pregnant. So I go to Target and I buy a onesie that said "Love makes a family." Thought that fit, and then I wrapped the pregnancy test in there, and I got a little card, and in there I wrote, "If you can't already tell, I'm pregnant." Just so it's a little more obvious than a onesie and a positive pregnancy test. Okay? And I put it in a little gift bag, and I like call my parents, and I'm like, "Hey, so I have a gift I want to give you." You know, I was just feeling generous. Because I do this often, I often give them pictures for presents, picture frames, picture books of just special times. That's what they thought it was going to be, is a picture of the family at my graduation. So that's what they're expecting when I go to their house.
Oh my god, this bitch almost hit me.
We're talking about life. I don't really remember the whole conversation. It's been over a year, obviously. But, we were talking, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, here is your present." And my dad was sitting like right across from me, and my mom was sitting in the living room quite a bit away. So my dad is the first person to look into it. He like opens it up and looks in, and he doesn't really react, but he tells my mom, like, "Josette, you're gonna have to open this one." And because he said it that way, she's like, "What in the fuck is going on?" So she comes over and she opens it up, and she's kind of just like, "What the fuck?" She starts tearing up, you know. She tells me how she's not mad, you know. She doesn't want me thinking she's mad. It's just a lot to take in, and I totally get that, you know. If Ellie came to me at 17, I wouldn't be mad, but it'd be a lot to take in, you know. So I understood that. I wasn't upset about her reaction. I was kind of relieved about my dad's reaction, to be honest. So that's how I told them about Ellie. It took my mom a little bit to get used to the idea and be okay with it, obviously. But we ended up moving in with my parents because living so far away was just really hard for me. So I think because of moving in with them, it helped her process it a little bit faster than if I were to would have stayed with his family. And for Bella, I was fucking terrified, okay? My parents wanted me to wait a couple years. Like, my original plan was to wait a year, maybe 2 years to have another kid, right? My parents wanted me to wait even longer than that. So like 3-4 years. I got pregnant when Ellie was 5 months old. 5 months after I gave birth to my daughter, I got pregnant again. I am very excited about it. You know, I really wanted kids like close together. I wanted them young, so I'm happy about it. But I knew my parents wouldn't be that thrilled because that's not what they wanted from me, you know? So I'm like, I gotta do it in a good way again, not just tell them I'm pregnant, because I don't think I can even say it, you know? So I find out I'm pregnant. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to tell my parents. Like, I'll wait until I get fat, and then when I get fat and they ask me what's wrong, I'll be like, I'm 5 months pregnant. But I knew that wouldn't fly, you know, that would be very disrespectful. So, because I was working at a kid's clothing store, a onesie came through that said the sequel. How freaking perfect. I'll just tell them in the same exact way I told them the first time with Ellie. So, I take that onesie, I wrap the pregnancy test up, and I write a note. This time, the note is like 2 pages long, explaining how I'm sorry and I love them and all this other shit. And I put it into a gift bag. I didn't want to wait any longer, and I had to work. So I decided that the best idea, which really wasn't the best idea, is to leave the bag on the counter while I go to work, so that when my parents get home, they find the bag sitting there and they open it. I wrote to Mom and Dad on it, right? Well, I get a call at work and my mom's just asking me about something for Ellie, I'm pretty sure. And then she's like, what the fuck is this bag on the counter? Last time I got a present from you like this, you were pregnant. And I didn't want to say anything. I was like, just open it, Mom. Everything's gonna be okay. Like, just open it. It's cool. Well, she's yelling at me, kind of. She's not happy. She's like, what the fuck, Sid? And I started crying. So I, like, went into the office at my job. I just sat there and I cried because I was like, damn, I knew she wouldn't be happy. I knew, like, it's gonna take her a long time to process this. But fuck, that hurt, dude. So my parents weren't really happy about it. Now they kind of joke about it, whatever. I don't think my mom still fully accepts the fact, and Mom, if you're watching this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think she still fully accepts the fact that I'm having my second child literally a year and 2 months after my first. And I know it's gonna be extremely hard mentally, physically, financially on me and Mike, but this is what we wanted. We tried for Bella. And I'll make a whole nother story about how I found out I was pregnant both times and, like, the backstory to those. But, like, we tried for her. So, I'm excited. I'm stressed. Whatever. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry I wasn't, like, stationary and I was staring at the camera the whole time. I just wanted to get this over and done with and kind of make it, like, a conversation type thing instead of me, like, setting up and being like, this needs to be a perfect video. So that's what's up. I'm gonna go inside. I just got home. So peace out, subscribe, like this video, let me know what you want to see. Yeah, bye.